because of the economy are either holding their first sales to make some extra cash or shopping at them to save some cash. With us today to share her garage sales secrets for success is Dr. Audrey Guskey of Duquesne University's marketing department. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Christine. I have to confess, I am a garage sale junkie.
You are? Well, perfect. So you're speaking with personal
it's
experience.
Coming from the heart and the passion. I furnished my house, my outside yard,
Wow.
my children. When they were younger, I clothed them in their toys. You can't beat it. One man's junk is another man's treasure, and it is truly a treasure hunt when you're out there garage
So how
shopping.
popular are garage sales?
Very popular. We've got 60 million people every year going to them, so that's a large amount of people. Some people dabble in it, and some people are actually experts in it. And what we want to talk about are some of the secrets from some of the experts.
Are there certain items, first of all, you either should or should not buy at garage sales?
Yeah, there are. Obviously, if something looks really broken or could be shattered or chipped or something like that, you don't want that. Kids' toys nowadays, you have to be extremely careful, and I would probably say try to avoid that if you can. Books,
why? Because of all the recalls?
Yeah, all the recalls. And children's, as far as car seats go and cribs, if anything's older than 2 or 3 years, chances are it might not be safe. So you have to be very careful regarding that.
Great, great. What about things you should buy?
Well, basically, you know, the world is open. Anything you could imagine, you could find at a garage sale. So there are really no laws or restrictions or limitations as to what you're going to be finding at some of these
Okay, great. Well, let's go through the seller tips. First of all, if you're holding one, give us some tips. First of all, you say number one, get your stuff ready.
Yeah, first of all, you have to make sure you have enough stuff before you actually have a sale, because people get very upset if there's not enough. If you don't have enough, join a neighbor or get someone else, a family member, to do that. You want to get it clean and get it organized. You want to advertise early and everywhere you possibly can. Penny Saver is good online. You know, we're now in the new millennium where people aren't just putting signs up in their neighborhood, even though you still want to do that as well.
Where online? Like Craigslist, that kind of thing? Is that a place?
Typically the newspaper. So if you go to the Penny Saver or some of the local newspapers, they'll have them online. So I would say keep local. Craigslist is probably too national. You're not going to find a lot of our local sales.
I see, okay.
Know what the prices are. Typically, a good rule of thumb, if it's relatively in good condition, brand new, 25% of the original sales cost.
Okay.
Or even less. Keep in mind they're your treasures, but they're other people's junk, and so you want to price it to move it and get rid of it.
Okay.
Mark all the stuff. Know the laws, regulations, what the ordinances are as far as posting signs. If you're allowed to have garage sales in that area, times, restrictions, and things like that. You want to create an ambiance in the area. The problem is it's a garage sale and it may be junk to a lot of people, but you want to make it look like it's a Macy's or a Nordstrom's type of environment. Add some music, make the yard look clean, make sure everything's on a table, nice tablecloths, a lot of things like that.
Okay, not just sitting on the floor.
Definitely, you never want to put anything on the ground.
Okay, great. Paper or plastic?
You want to have paper bags. You want to make sure you can, or boxes, so that way people can get rid of the stuff. You want to have change, so that way you can, I would say start with $80 to $100 in dollar bills and quarters. Tape measure, so that way if people ask how large is this, you can figure that out. Make sure there's an extension cord so you can check every electrical appliance that you're selling.
People will want to see that it works if they're buying a light or something.
Absolutely. You want to have refreshments, lemonade or water, especially if it's warm. What are you going to do?
Do you sell those refreshments?
Absolutely. Have the kids sell them. Have the kids make cookies and sell them and make some additional money. What are you going to do with the stuff that's left over? Are you going to donate it, or are you going to give it to someone? Plan what you're going to do with the stuff that you haven't sold. And of course, be nice and have fun.
Do some people have a hard time letting go emotionally of things?
Yeah, some people do. I'm probably one of those people.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, that's why you tend to accumulate a lot of stuff. But at a yard sale, if you're going to have problems getting rid of something, then don't sell it. You know.
Or can you have someone else sell it for you, a relative or something, if it's too hard for you to be there?
Possibly, but chances are, if it's too hard for you to get rid of it, I would say just keep it.
Just keep it. Okay.
Just keep it around.
Now, say you're going to buy. Maybe you've never done this before. Let's go through those tips, starting with scout out the sales.
Okay.
Where do you find out about them?
You, as we had said, penny savers, different newspapers and things like that. Figure out where the sales are going to be. Use a GPS. Have a game plan. Maybe start with the furthest sale and come toward your house, or the best sale. So plan where you're going to go, because you don't want to sit there on a Saturday morning and figure out where's the next sale, where am I going to go now. Time is of the essence.
I know a lot of people really map it out.
You have to map it out down to every single block and everything, every single, like literally.
Because the earlier you get there, the better. I guess that's one of your tips down there. Early bird catches the bargain.
Exactly.
So.
Keywords, if you're looking for baby stuff or antiques, or if you need a bookcase, read the ads very carefully. As you had said, early bird, either be real early, because if it's one of a kind, you don't want to miss it, or be late, because the big sales are going to be afterwards.
Okay, because things are going to get marked down even further.
Take small change. You don't want to bargain someone down to 50 cents and then you give them a $50 bill. So
Yeah.
you want to make sure you have a lot of dollar bills and change so you can give them specifics.
Okay, great. And then move fast.
Yeah, you don't want to take your time during the sales because if you've got a lot of sales to go to, you want to move as quickly as you possibly can. If you see something, grab it. Sounds rather rude, but if you're thinking about, oh, I don't know if I want that particular antique clock, and then someone picks it up and buys it right in front of you, that would kill you. So you want to make sure you hold it.
There's not more than one here, so.
You want to examine things, everything you're picking up, make sure it works, look it over very carefully. People have even done things like brought cotton balls to go over a plate or something to see if there's chips in it rather than cut your finger. So you want to really be real careful because there's no returns on these things. Don't ever pay sticker price. Always haggle, always bargain. That's the fun of a garage sale. If you're having a garage sale, expect people to bargain. If you're at a garage sale, they expect you to bargain. And of course, also if you're at the other end, be nice as well.
So if you're selling, plan that people are going to ask for less. So should you mark it up a little bit more than you hope to sell it for?
It depends. I mean, you can possibly do that, but you want to mark it so that way it's going to move because a lot of people won't haggle.
Okay.
And so my advice is, what's your plan? Do you want to make money on it or do you want to get rid of it? If you want to get rid of it, mark it low. If you want to make money, keep it high. If you don't want to go down, then you can put on eBay at some point later on down the road.
Okay, as long as you're okay with keeping it and still trying to sell it later.
That's exactly right.
If your goal is to just get rid of it, then don't mark it too high.
Yeah, exactly. And clothes have to be priced really low, $1 or a couple of dollars, because it's a garage sale. People aren't expecting to pay a lot. It's not an antique store. It's not a mall. And so the bottom line is everything's cheap if you're a buyer or you're a seller. Price it that way.
Any advice on if you're bringing your kids with you, how to keep them entertained?
Sure. When my children were little, I used to take them and they loved it. Give them a couple of dollars and say, this is your money for the day, and you can spend it. It teaches them economics and have them do the bargaining. My son was very good at it. Unfortunately, he's developed that now. When he was about 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, I would take him to garage sales right through kindergarten and preschool. And now I'm proud to say he's a very strong, very professional young businessman. And so maybe that's where he learned his negotiating skills doing garage sales.
Fantastic. I love it. And all you need is a couple bucks and they come home with a bag full of stuff.
Yeah, and the beauty is then maybe you can sell at your garage sale the next weekend because you tend to accumulate quite a bit.
I've heard that. Things keep recycling.
That's the way to do it. But the fun thing for kids is they get all kinds of new stuff and new toys this week, and and for a couple of dollars you can't beat it.
Oh, that's great. Audrey, thanks so much.
Thank you, Christine.
And you can see Audrey Gusky regularly here on Consumer Tuesday segments on Pittsburgh Today Live.